I always think it's important that if you're addressing anything with your partner, that you do it in a way that makes the both of you feel a little bit more comfortable. So doing it in a time where it's relaxed. You can be sort of having a good time watching television together, or maybe you're in bed and you guys are cuddling or kissing or doing something a little more intimate. Those are really good times for you to bring up things that are bothering you because his guard is down, he's relaxed, he's having a good time with you, and you can be a little bit more vulnerable. Now, ladies, before we get into the video, I just want to talk about Birch Living. This is a company that has furniture and comfortable living wear for your home. Sleep is so important to me, especially after having a baby. Sleep has been very few and far between. But I'm so excited to talk about Birch because they sent over a mattress that's made my postpartum journey so much easier. Birch is a premium mattress in a box company that gives mattresses that are comfortable, that are soft, luxurious, and environmentally conscious. Their mattresses are non-toxic and sustainably sourced, and that way you're laying on something that you can trust. This mattress was amazingly soft, and everyone who laid on it, because I had anyone who came over just lay on it so that they can see how unusual it was to have a mattress that was just so comfortable. They all talked about how much they loved this mattress. And my mother-in-law, who came to help out, slept on that bed for a few weeks to help out with the baby, and she literally could not get out of bed some of the days because it was so comfortable. So if you're looking for a brand that has mattresses or furniture that is super comfortable, that is environmentally conscious, that is going to protect you from things that could be harmful to you while you sleep and to those who love while they sleep, then check out Birch Living. I ordered the Birch Luxe mattress, which is an upgrade from their original mattress that everyone loved. It was easy to buy online instead of having to go to a store and deal with all that drama. Super easy to set up, and I want you to experience this too. I love my Birch mattress, and I think you would love it too. So you can check them out by clicking the link below or go to birchliving.com for $400 off of your mattress, plus 2 free pillows. Thank you so much, Birch Living, for sponsoring this video for all of these beautiful ladies. Good morning, gorgeous. How are you ladies doing this morning? I hope you're all doing wonderful. For those of you who are here for the very first time, welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Michelle Daff, and for those of you who are returning, welcome back to the Dr. Daff Show. Today, I'm answering a question about how to get your man to change. So I want you to go ahead and sit back, relax, get something to drink, get something to write with, and let's talk about this. Before we get into the video, I want you to visit my website, findforever.com, and purchasing my fragrance 2911. It's a beautiful feminine fragrance that's sure to turn heads and leave an impression. So visit my website, findforever.com, and use the code FEMININE to get 20% off of your fragrance. Today's question is from Tamani, and she asks, Dear Dr. Michelle, first of all, I'd like to thank you because I would not have started my feminine journey if I hadn't stumbled across your channel. Since then, I've discovered this new me I didn't even know existed. And quite honestly, I'm in love with the new me, and it feels great. I just wanted to know if you could share some advice here or in another video on how to criticize your partner in a feminine way. Tips to how you can get your partner to change bad habits or improve himself without hurting his feelings, and in a way that makes him realize it comes from a place of love. Thank you once again. Please keep the content coming. May God bless you, your work, and your own personal journey. Thank you for your question, Tamani. This is a question that we all have, right? How to get your man to change. And the short answer to this is you can't. You can't get anyone to change. So obviously, I don't know exactly what it is that he needs to change, but the first thing I want you to do is consider whether or not this is something that he actually needs to change or that you want him to change. And think about whether or not it's something that you need to change in terms of your perspective on whatever it is that's happening. I want you to look at it this way because it's so important that when you're dating someone, you don't look at them as a project, as someone to mold into a perfect person, and that you accept them for who they are and love them as who they are, because that is the beauty of being in a relationship with someone, is being with someone who is imperfect, being with someone who you love for being who they are, and working with them and meshing your lives together. But of course, there are some things, as you said, that are bad habits or things that you just wish were different or things that you want him to change and improve for himself. But you use the word criticize, and I would never want you to criticize anyone. When you're criticizing someone, you're coming from a place of judgment, and no one wants to feel judged. It doesn't feel good for someone to look at you and see problems or see something broken or see something that needs fixing. You don't want to ever put yourself in a place where you're looking down on someone. So I don't want you to have that perspective of criticizing him, more so maybe encouraging him or getting him to see a different perspective. And that's what I would encourage you to do, is try to get him to see a different perspective on whatever it is that he needs change with. So you can do things like ask him questions. Okay, ask him questions in a non-judgmental way, in a casual way. You can ask him questions as things come up naturally in your day-to-day life. So if someone does something, maybe on TV, or maybe you're out and something happens, asking him what he thinks about that, especially if it's something that he does, and seeing where he's coming from, seeing maybe if it's something that's a tie from maybe his childhood or an experience he had, or something that he knows is wrong and he is working on changing or wishing that he could change. Hearing it from him will give you a better perspective on how he feels about his behavior, because certain things we know are a problem and other things we have no idea that you have a problem with it. Now, if it is something that's super serious or dangerous, then you do need to address it head on. Okay, there are some things that do need to be addressed head on because they're just completely unacceptable. And with those things, it's important for you to just tell him how you feel and let him know that it's how you feel. So when you're speaking to him, you're focusing on yourself. You're not saying, you do this and I don't like when you do that. You project it back on yourself. I feel really uncomfortable when you say this to me, or it makes me worried when I see you drinking in the evenings and I'm not with you. Whatever it is that you don't like, it's important for you to focus on your feelings and be honest, be vulnerable. But don't point the finger and don't say it in a way where he's the problem. I always think it's important that if you're addressing anything with your partner, that you do it in a way that makes the both of you feel a little bit more comfortable. So doing it in a time where it's relaxed. You can be sort of having a good time watching television together, or maybe you're in bed and you guys are cuddling or kissing or doing something a little more intimate. Those are really good times for you to bring up things that are bothering you because his guard is down, he's relaxed, he's having a good time with you, and you can be a little bit more vulnerable. But if you're not in bed and say you're out and about or you're at home on the couch, sit next to him. It's great to sort of be right next to him instead of being in front of him, and touch him. Okay, touch his hand softly and look into his eyes and smile and then say what you have to say. These feminine behaviors, although it seems really small, are quite powerful when it comes to really allowing a person to see that you're serious, but you're also gentle and open and loving about it. And with a lot of men, when it comes to things that you want them to change, it can be a matter of you just modeling things. You being a certain kind of person and you doing things in a certain kind of way will allow him to be able to see that this is what you expect. How you treat yourself is a great tool for him to use in terms of how he is going to treat you. So you want him to start eating healthier because he's overweight, or you want him to stop drinking because it's a little bit too much and it's causing him to gain more weight. So if you go out, you can order a healthy meal. Okay, you order your salad and you can ask him, you want to taste it? And if you cook something at home, you cook something healthy for yourself and you cook him what he likes and you ask him if he wants to taste yours. And doing it in a very casual and loving way, one day you might be surprised. He might say yes and he might like it and he may start maybe wanting that instead of what he normally eats. Or he just might be more open to you because you're not forcing things upon him. You can't force things. You can't convince, but you can inspire. And if it's something a little bit more casual, like maybe you don't like the way he dresses and you want him to dress in a certain way, then you can do things like maybe buy him a sweater or something for Christmas or his birthday that you want him to wear. And if he wears it and gets compliments and sees that he likes it, it can also inspire him to change. Okay, so these are different things that you can do. I don't know what the specific situation is, so I'm giving you sort of a broad scope on ways that you can encourage him by inspiring change without criticizing him, without making him feel less than. And I know that it will help you. Always remember to focus on the good. Focus on his strengths. Compliment him whenever you can. Let him know how much you love him. Let him know how much you appreciate him, how unique and special he is. And when you do have certain things that you want changed, he won't feel so vulnerable in that sense. He won't feel so bad or looked down upon because he is confident that you genuinely do love him, like him, respect him, and he'll take those things a little bit more seriously. Always choose your battles. Don't pick on every little thing. Don't nitpick, and don't focus so much on him. As long as he's a good person with good values, good morals, even if he has some bad habits, over time, with inspiration through your behavior, he can change. I hope that was helpful to you. Make sure to share comments below. Help your sister out. Leave a comment and share any tips that you have for her. And if you have a question for me, look in the information box below on how to submit it. I thank you all so much for all of your support. Make sure to follow me online at A Feminine Impression and at Dr. Michelle Daff, and listen to my podcast, A Feminine Impression, for more feminine content. Until next time, my loves, may the Lord bless you and keep you. And remember that in all things you do, make a feminine impression. Bye-bye.